Angle, side angle, two angles in the included side are congruent to two angles in an included side of another, then the two triangles are congruent. So again, angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle. An angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side is congruent to two angles and a set of sides, then they're congruent. Now, this is why I say angle, angle, side, yes? Or we could have done what? Side, angle, angle, either direction. Any questions on these here? Okay. We good with these here so far? State if the two triangles are congruent. If they are, state how you know. Well, this angle here is congruent to this one here, yes? This angle here is congruent to this angle here. Do I have any other information? Any other sets of sides or angles that are congruent? This side here is shared between the two triangles, yes? Since it's shared, it's congruent to itself. So can we state that these two triangles are congruent? By? Angle, side, angle. Because I come around here, angle, side, angle. It'd be our congruency theorem. Our angle, side, angle congruency theorem states that these two triangles are congruent. Any questions on this one here? We ready for the next one? State if these two triangles are congruent. Let's see what we have. I have this angle and this angle are congruent. These two angles are congruent. Do we have anything else? So here I have an angle, a side, and an angle. Here I have an angle, side, and an. So this here would be yes by, well, angle, side, angle, congruency theorem. Any questions on any of this here? We ready for the next one? Okay, let's see if these two are congruent. So let's see what we know so far. I know that this angle and this angle are, this side and this side are congruent. Do I have anything else? These two angles here are congruent because they are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. So what do I have? So I have side angle, angle. Here I have side angle. So yes. By side angle, angle. Angle, side angle, the congruent sets of sides would have to be between the angles. So side angle, angle. Now, most likely the big idea of math isn't going to say this. It's going to say angle, angle, side. Congruency. Theorem. Because it doesn't talk about a side angle, angle theorem. It talks about an angle, angle, side. So it's just the same thing. It's just flipped. Questions on this here? Questions on anything we've done so far? Can we say that these two triangles are congruent?
No, we don't have there's no angle and there's
Mm-hmm. All right, have enough information. Because what we do have is a set of sides that are congruent. We have another set of sides that are congruent. But how many pieces of information do we need? 3. Because we either need 3 sides. 2 sides at an angle or 2 angles and a side. All they gave me was 2 sets of sides. So I do not have enough. So in any of these congruency theorem statements, we always need 3 pieces of information. Always need 3. Questions on this here? How about this one here? Brian? What?
what side?
Angle, angle, side. Congruency. There. Because if we look at this here, well, we were given these angles for sure. We were given these sides. But it also works out that these angles here are vertical angles. And because they're vertical angles, those angles are congruent. Any questions on these here? We good with these here? Yes? Can we say that these two triangles are congruent?
Not enough information.
No, not enough information. We need more information. We either need another side or angle. Angle, side, angle. So they share this middle side and angle and angle. And then we have an angle that's congruent on top. Questions on this here? On some of these here, like this one here, make sure you know how the two triangles match up. Because sometimes they'll flip them. Like this here, so those angles that are congruent are flipped. Do y'all see that? So it'd be very tempting to say that triangle ABD is congruent to what? ABD, CBD, but it's actually CDB because these angles are congruent. They have it flipped. Y'all see that there? So it's just making sure to pay attention what is congruent and how they line up. Okay, we've got one last thing. We're going to say what additional information do we need to know to be able to show that the two triangles are congruent by the given line. It would be another angle because these sides are shared, so they're congruent. And we already have one angle. So we need another set of angles that is congruent. Now we can't just use the letter C because there's more than one angle here. We need them here. Because again, we need angle, side, angle. The side needs to be in the middle. So I would say E, C, D for this angle down here. And the angle above it would be what? Q, C, D. I mean, we could have done it in the other order. That'd be fine. And mix and match these. But we need those 3 letters to describe that angle. Questions on this here? Why wouldn't I have said that angle Q and E would be congruent? Why do I not need that information? Why is saying that these two angles are congruent not work for this problem?
Because then it would be angling.
Yes. It's saying that angle E is congruent to angle Q would be showing that angle side congruency theorem. That would be using angle side. So we can't say that because this time we're wanting angle side angle. And that's it. So looking at this next one, what do we need? Well, angle side angle. Well, I have a set of angles. I have a second set of angles. And what do I need? I need does it matter which side?
Yeah. TU and KL.
The side has to be between the angles. The side has to be between the angles for it to be by angle side angle. For it to be by angle side angle, the side has to be between the sets of congruent angles. Questions on this here? Are we good with this here? What about this one? We're given a set of angles. The side, these two angles are congruent because of vertical angles. So what side would I need? Yes. CS would have to be congruent to RS, because where does that side need to be? It needs to be between the two angles. Because it's telling us that we have angle, side, angle. So angle, side, side, angle. It has to be between them. It tells us the order, and this order is angle, side, angle. So we need the side in the middle. Any questions on this here? How do we feel about this here? Still good? We're good with this here? Okay. If we feel good with this here, we'll move on. Because I don't have to do all these extra examples if y'all don't need them. Out of all the ones we've done, we always need how many pieces of information to say that these two triangles are congruent? 3. We either need 3 sides, 2 sides at an angle, or 2 angles and a side. We always need 3 pieces of information. Now, the one we really didn't cover is this one here, hypotenuse leg. The hypotenuse and one leg are congruent only if it is a right triangle. Well, that's still telling me how many pieces of information. Because one, it has to be a right triangle, so that means it has a right angle. Then the hypotenuse and leg. We really don't go into this one because, again, it is a special setup. It is a special case that this works. Because the only way that it could be side-side angle is if it is a right triangle, is the only way it works. There's only one case that it works. So we're not too focused on that.